he brought modernist poetry and folk music, he closed that cycle in a way. That spark that runs through that mid-60s stuff is kind of the spark of those two ends coming together. Here's folk music and literary modernism, romantic poetry, really rich, elusive, symbolic poetry, really kind of coming face to face again, being synthesised again. I don't think Dylan's ever been an original artist in the sense of somebody who, cracked a form. To me, his originality is he's a synthesizer of diverse traditions, diverse elements. He finds things that are close together, that are almost coming together, and he kind of closes the circuit and gets that energy from that. And yeah, I think that's why I think he's important in a literary sense, as well as in a folk music. He's important from both sides. He's important in popular music or folk music because of his poetic element. He's clearly the most poetic artist in that field. He's the closest to literature. He's where the branch of popular music sort of hangs over the garden of literature. But at the same time, from the literary point of view, he brings popular culture, popular music, folk music. The branch hangs over the other way, if you like, the branch from literature. And he stands in both equally. I think that's the other thing. He won't ever let himself be captured by literature, although however much he's taught in universities and so on, and taught on literature courses, he can't ever be quite captured by it because he never quite fits, because what he does is not literature. You have to open the gates of literature in order to get at him. You can't study him as text. It doesn't make sense to study him as text. You may use text as a learning aid, but I don't think you can't ever divorce him. You can't ever divorce his words from him and study them in that way. He's similar to Shakespeare in that way, but Shakespeare is more readily available just as a book. We can play the plays in the theatre of our mind with Shakespeare. But it is interesting that Shakespeare is another one whose art comes in an embodied form for him. It isn't a page art originally, but it's more accessible through the page than Dylan's is. But I thought I'd give myself a breather by singing a song as a sort of entr'acte. Which is a bit daunting because I'm not sure how much songs and lecture halls go together, but we'll find out. I thought I'd get my own back in the name of the folk on Bob Dylan and steal one of his tunes. So this has no more clever title than To the Tune of Abandoned Love. You said you'd return and I wish you would. I can feel a breeze that means no good, blowing from across the mountainside, telling me that time's come to decide. Still I've got no notion why you went out to where the nightingales lament. Maybe you just had too much to do. The blue sky and the black will think of you. Wherever there are tears for an absent friend, whenever there are means to meet the end, there the rain you conjured for so long will be pouring down like an old love song. The lights are all out where we once met. The suns that rose have all set. Every road has led down to the sea. All the things that were are going to be. Down the lane the autumn leaves are strewn. Ragged clouds have swallowed up the moon. We look out on a sea too wide to cross. But since you once were here, we can't call it lost. Solitary figures in the street, walking with their eyes fixed on their feet. But heaven doesn't come to those who wait. Pick up your comrade's sword and storm the gate.